Genesis 6:2 says that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. It is clear when reading the book of Enoch in chapter 6 that the author steals the truth of Genesis 6 and then goes off the rails with embellishments. Compare what I just read with this from the book of Enoch 6 verses 1 through 2. And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men. If that were all that the book of Enoch said, then we would just accuse the author of plagiarism. And before moving on, I want to address the false accusation against the book of Enoch that it's mistaken in referring to these sons of God as angels. Now, assuming that the book of Enoch is referring to Genesis 6, which seems obvious, there are some who teach the absolutely absurd idea that these sons of God are not angels, but are nothing more than what they call the godly seed of Seth, or the godly line of Seth. And all you have to do is think carefully about that nonsense claim. These are called sons of God, the sons of God. Comparing Scripture with Scripture, you only find that phrase, sons of God, used in Job chapter 1 verse 6, Job 2:1, and Job 38:7, and each of those clearly tell us that these are angels. Those three references and the two in Genesis are the only use of the phrase sons of God in the Old Testament, and it's clear that they refer to angels. Now, in the New Testament, the phrase sons of God refers to born-again Christians, but that phrase is not applicable in that usage in the Old Testament. It doesn't show up until the New Testament. Now, Jesus said in Matthew 22:30 that angels do not marry in heaven. The book of Enoch refers to the angels as children of heaven. That's not a biblical phrase, but it's not contradictory. The angels are children of heaven in the sense of their holy created state. They then came to earth and fell from their original condition, even though they were originally of heaven. And while they do not marry in heaven, they sinned and fell. See 2 Peter 2:4, from their first estate. See Jude 6, and went after strange flesh with unnatural sexual relations with the daughters of men, similar to men having sex with men in Sodom. See Jude 7. Now, this unholy union between fallen angels in human form with human women is described in Genesis 6:4. It says, There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. What men? The giants. The idea that this was just the godly line of Seth intermarrying with unbelieving women is ridiculous beyond words. How would that produce these giants? And if that line of Seth was so godly, why did God kill them all? Except for Noah and his family, of course, in that global flood that followed. The fact is, the book of Enoch is correct in its chapter 6 account of Genesis 6 until verse 3. That's where the dishonest author pretending to be Enoch goes off the rails, as verse 3 says in part, And Samjaza, who was their leader, said unto them. And from that point onward, the book of Enoch is pure fiction, but it is not original fiction. The fact is, these fictional archangels are taken from Babylonian mythology, and the tales found in the book of Enoch are borrowed from Greek and Hellenistic Egyptian mythology. At this point, it becomes clear that the book of Enoch is just another of Satan's attempts to use a liar claiming to be Enoch to write another book borrowing small portions of Scripture and then adding and subtracting content in order to distort the biblical truth and cause confusion and error in the minds of sinful men. Of course, it is possible that the 20 angels named in the book of Enoch, chapter 6, verses 7 and 8, are fallen angels. The story told about them is filled with satanic error and is an obvious reason to reject the book of Enoch as Scripture. We will continue looking at evidence against the book of Enoch in our next segment.